Matt, can we unmute Matt? Yes.
I'm unmuted.
Excellent.
Who's chairing this meeting?
Well, you, Matt.
We took a vote because you missed the last one.
All right, very good. Well, it's 6 o'clock. So we'll call this meeting of the Village of Yellow Springs Board of Zoning Appeals to order. Can we call the roll, please?
We can. Reed.
Here.
Jacobs. Here. Salmonson.
Here.
Osterholm.
Here.
Also present is Planning and Zoning Administrator Denise Swinger and Village Solicitor Brianne Parcels. Raven Behrens will be hosting the meeting for us.
Great. Next item on the agenda is the review of agenda. And we have one public hearing, a variance application from APR Investments at Millworks, and that is it. Is there any additions to this?
Nope. The only additional thing is, if you will give me a second, I just wanted to give you a couple of pieces of information when you get through the hearing. So, and that you do have Matt Raska zooming in to observe the meeting because he will be not for the BZA at the next meeting or at the next council meeting. So that's the unknown person there.
Okay. Thanks, Judy, and welcome, Matt.
Yeah, 2 Matts, that's great. It'll add to the excitement.
I don't know if my heart can take it.
I know, right? It's brutal. As far as I know, there are no communications. Is that correct, Judy? Okay.
Communications.
Next item then is review of the minutes. I was not at this meeting, but
Make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
All right.
I will second it.
Okay. Do we hear, Judy, you want to call a vote on the approval of the minutes as written?
Yes. Reed.
Abstain.
Jacobs.
Yes.
Osterholm.
Yes.
Salmonson.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, the next item on the list is our variance application, the public hearing. Allison, the way this works is we hear from staff, we talk to staff, ask some questions, talk to the applicant, then there's a public hearing, we open that public hearing, and if there's any public comment that gets heard, then close the hearing, have any further discussion, and then we proceed forward. So that's it in a nutshell. So Denise, do you want to kick us off, please?
Sure. So Allison Moody is the owner of Millworks through APR Investments. Allison's here on the screen there. And she wants to replace the existing sign with actually an identical sign. I mean, it's the same size, it's the same height. But unfortunately, our zoning code in 2013 makes that sign non-conforming. So you can do maintenance on a sign, but if you have to do a full replacement, then that is considered a non-conforming sign. It wouldn't be allowed. However, you can always come for variance, which is what she's requesting. And the variance request is pretty simple. To the height, it's a 2.25 height variance. The code allows a 6-foot height, and this is 8.25. And this is under the business center signage. And then to the overall size, the zoning code allows for 48 square feet, and this would be a 10 square foot additional size variance to 58 square feet. And it's going to be in the same place. That is also taking into consideration the fact that there is a berm that's about another foot. So staff took that into consideration as well. I mean, it would be 7.25 feet if it was just flat on, straight onto the ground. But if you can see in that one picture that Raven just showed, there's actually a raised bed there. So that's not the natural grade. So that raised it another foot. And that's it.
So Denise, does the code specify about the natural grade?
It does.
Really?
So someone can't, if somebody wants to put a taller fence than what we allow in the backyard, like 6 feet, they can't make a 2-foot berm and then put the fence on top of it so that they have 8 feet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Any questions for Denise? Tony says no. Alice is not even there, so.
No, I'm here. I'm sorry. I had to go turn off the eggs. No, I've
Questions
got
for Denise? Okay. Any questions for the applicant?
Completion date?
Hi, I'm working with Studio B Signs out of Xenia, who actually did the first sign that is there now. He said that once I give him the go-ahead, it'll be about 2 weeks in production and another week or so to get put up. So we should have it up within the month.
Oh, that's fine. I was just being nosy.
Okay.
I have no further questions.
Alice?
Yep, nice looking sign.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's an upgrade.
Okay, I have no questions either. So at this point, if there's no more questions for staff or the applicant, then I'll open the public hearing. This is a point in the hearing where if anyone in the public has any comments regarding this specific application, they can say their piece. Anyone? Okay, very good. With that, then I will close the public hearing. Any more discussion on this? You know, we have our criteria that we run through, and I assume we should probably run through it again here. There are 8 criteria, Allison, that we use to help focus our thinking, I guess I would say. Number 1, Judy, do you want us to run through these? That's, I guess, what we typically do.
Sure. And Matt, because no one had any questions, do you want to run through and I read off the questions and you can say any discussion? If there's nothing, I'll just roll call. Does that sound agreeable to folks?
Yeah. And you as the BZA can also say this factor isn't applicable rather than saying we need to vote on it if it's something that doesn't really pertain to the signage. That would be like different because that would apply in the case of a setback variance versus a signage variance.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that can speed up the process a little bit if you find that the factor is not applicable.
Okay, and I'll go ahead and read them all, Matt, and then you folks will determine the applicability or not. All right, the first question is whether the property in question will yield a reasonable return or whether there can be any beneficial use of the property without the variance.
Any discussion on that point, Tony, Ellis? You want to call the roll, Judy?
Yes, Jacobs,
Yes.
Osterholm,
Yes.
Salmonson,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
All right, the second question is whether the variance is substantial.
Any discussion on this point? Scott, Tony, Ellis?
All right, Osterholm,
No.
Jacobs,
Nope.
Salmonson,
No.
Reed.
No.
Third question is whether the essential character of the neighborhood would be substantially altered or whether adjoining properties would suffer substantial detriment as a result of the variance.
Any discussion on this matter?
No,
Judy?
Salmonson,
no,
Jacobs,
Nope.
Osterholm,
No.
Reed.
No.
Next question is whether the variance would adversely affect delivery of government services such as water, sanitary sewer, electric, water collection, or refuse collection.
Any discussion on this?
no,
Scott? Ellis? Tony says no. Judy?
All right, Jacobs,
No.
Salmonson,
no,
Osterholm,
No.
Reed.
No.
Fifth question, whether the property owner purchased the property with knowledge of the zoning restriction.
Any discussion here? I'm not sure we're in a position to even evaluate this. I mean, was a sign falling down when you bought the property? I don't know. I would personally say this is probably not applicable. But Judy, go ahead.
Okay, Jacobs,
Yeah, I'm going to say yes. And the reason is, Matt, is that Jen, and I think Breen will back me up on this, is a matter of law. Everybody's expected to know what the laws are. And so even though if you don't know them, you have constructive knowledge of the law. So that's why I would say yes.
So you're saying ignorance of the law is not a defense?
Seriously. Yeah.
All right.
seriously. All right, so thank you, Ellis.
Okay.
Osterholm?
No.
Was that a yes?
I was a no.
That was a no, okay. Salmonson,
yes,
Reed,
Under Ellis's advisement, I'll say yes.
You get to do what you want, Matt.
All right.
unless it's with regard to chairing. All right, question 6,
Right.
whether the property owner's predicament feasibly can be obviated through some method other than a variance.
Any discussion on this?
no,
Okay, Judy?
All right, Osterholm,
Yes.
Salmonson,
yes,
Jacobs,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
7th question is whether the existing conditions from which a variance is being sought were self-created.
Any discussion? All right, Judy.
All right, Salmonson,
yes,
Jacobs,
No.
really,
Osterholm,
Yes.
Reed.
I'll say yes.
All right, and 8, whether the spirit and intent behind the zoning requirement would be observed and substantial justice done by granting the variance.
Any discussion? Judy?
All right, Jacobs,
Yes.
Salmonson,
yes,
Osterholm,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
All right,
All right, thanks for that, Judy. So I guess now that we've gone through those 8 items and thought about this a little more, do we have any further discussion that we need to have? And if not, do I hear a motion to either accept or deny this variance?
I would move that we accept the variance or approve the variance.
prove.
Second
I got in
that.
trouble last time.
All right,
that was it.
that
Second,
was Tony, you're the second.
Thank
Any
you.
further discussion? Judy, do you want to call the roll, please?
All right, Salmonson,
yes,
Jacobs,
Yes.
Osterholm,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, that was the
Congratulations.
fastest BZA hearing I've ever been
Oh,
in.
let me take
I was
the,
gonna say, this one should set a record. It's just a sign.
Yeah. I think it's an indication of Matt's skill at chairing.
Oh, thank you. Well,
There you go. Oh, Matt.
I have a speech prepared, Ellis, so
Oh, you're running for chair next time?
no. It's just to drag things out.
Okay.
Thanks, Allison.
Well, I appreciate everybody's time and your consideration. Hopefully the sign will be up within the month and there are more improvements to come. So I'm sure I'll be before your board again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Judy, you have,
I don't know if you folks have been paying attention to Governor DeWine's skillful manipulation around around the health orders. But most things come off the table on June 2nd, which means that the local ordinances also go out of effect, the state of emergency. So that means we can no longer legally conduct Zoom meetings at that point. So that means we're back after June 2nd.
Well, I got vaccinated. I'm good. I got a mask.
I would think at this point in the pandemic, you'd probably have about 15 of those things.
About 20. Yeah.
Yeah, and Judy, are you gonna, will they be in council chambers or are you gonna do it in an auditorium or something like that? I was at a school board meeting. It was in the Mills Lawn Auditorium the other day.
I have called for Tony's words on several occasions when people have said, oh, but you should use the gym. It's absolutely not feasible. So we are going to go back to using council chambers. We'll set chairs socially distanced. We'll keep a window cracked. And we'll tell folks that if they're not vaccinated, they have to wear a mask. And it's the same honor system that, prevails in the rest of the state of Ohio. So that is the way that we will do it.
well, that meeting in the Bryant Center in the gym there was brutal.
It was awful.
That was horrible.
Tony's words were totally appropriate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
it was really horrible for Judy to try to take the minutes from that because we couldn't hear anything.
Right.
Yeah, and I couldn't even lip read. It was.
Just for agenda planning, I just wanted to let everybody know that there is 2 BZA hearings coming up, but I've asked to hold until after we have our June 15th Planning Commission meeting. So the earliest Wednesday with notification would be July 7th, Wednesday, July 7th, and there'll be two hearings.
Complicated?
Well,
Could be.
yeah, I mean, both are, I'll tell you what, both of them are relating to the same issue. So it may take a while to get through the one, and if you resolve the one, you may be able to go through the second one a little bit faster. But they're both involving if the second one is approved, it's both involving a setback issue because of a requirement for a driveway approach that requires 20 feet distance. So, but that earliest would be July 7th, and then, Judy would go after that. So if you're available July 7th, just let Judy know. Otherwise, she'll have to try to schedule it for the 14th. And we kind of really want to get it as early as possible because the one person is falling under a zoning code that has changed, effectively changes in June. And so if they can't get this construction done within a year, which this will now make it, 10 months, then they would be subject to the new zoning code requirements for an extension of time. I mean, the Planning Commission could use that as a factor. So that's kind of why we want to try to get it through as fairly soon.
Judy, will you send out your usual email, just letting us know the possible dates and asking our availability?
Yeah, I can go ahead and do that now, really. We can go ahead and lock it in. And if something weird happens and it's continued in Planning Commission or something,
we'd still need to go with that other one.
Would we? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. Do it tomorrow.
Okay, thanks. It's like Sean wants to say something.
Oh, his hand is up.
Yeah.
Sean?
It's kind of cute. I haven't seen that hand before.
Okay, well, it sounds like we're finished. Is there anything else that we need to discuss here? And if not, do we have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
I make the motion to adjourn. Did you make
second.
a second? Okay.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
All right. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks, everyone. We're done.
Okay.
All right, we're
Good
done.
job.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Matt.
Matt,
Thanks,
for
Judy. Thanks, Denise.
zooming in.
Yep.